Formula One legends have backed Max Verstappen's claims of bias against non-British drivers. Meanwhile, Kimi Antonelli put in a stellar performance at the Abu Dhabi test, proving his potential as a future star. Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton seemingly ignored Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso when revealing which world champion he most admires in F1 history. Read on to find out more. Max Verstappen has just received some good news from the FIA. The Dutch driver has avoided the possibility of further sanctions following his controversial comments after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, in which he called the FIA stewards stupid idiots. The incident occurred after Verstappen was given a 10-second penalty for a collision with McLaren's Oscar Piastri in Turn 1. Although his comments were deemed rude and potentially in breach of the FIA's code of conduct, the organizers ultimately decided not to pursue the matter further. An FIA spokesman later confirmed that the decision was made after a thorough analysis of the context of the incident. The FIA considered Verstappen's statement to be an emotional reaction caused by the high pressure and tension he experienced during the race. However, this controversy raises a big question. Did Verstappen receive preferential treatment from the FIA? Some argue that the decision shows a double standard in how the FIA handles similar comments made by other drivers. It is important to note that Verstappen was previously punished with community service after making comments that were deemed inappropriate at a pre-Grand Prix press conference in Singapore. At that time, as part of his punishment, he was asked to attend the FIA Gala in Kigali, Rwanda. Moreover, this latest incident adds to the list of controversial moments in Verstappen's career. The three-time world champion is known as someone who is not afraid to speak his mind, an attitude that often puts him at the center of media attention. On several occasions, Verstappen has also expressed his frustration with the FIA's decisions, which he feels are often inconsistent and often considered unfair by many parties. Interestingly, the public is now beginning to debate Max Verstappen's huge influence in the world of Formula One. Some argue that his success in winning 3 consecutive world championship titles is undeniable proof that he is one of the best drivers of all time, with exceptional skills that have made history in racing. On the other hand, there are those who believe that Verstappen is too often involved in various controversies, both on and off the track, which more or less negatively affect the views of the fans of this sport and seem to diminish his achievements in the eyes of the public. In the midst of the ongoing controversy, Formula One legend Juan Pablo Montoya has come out in support of Max Verstappen's claim regarding the bias against non-British drivers in the sport. Montoya, who had a brilliant F1 career in the early 2000s, revealed that he had experienced something similar during his active time on the track. "I can totally understand the frustration that Verstappen feels. When you're not from a country that dominates the sport, like the UK, you often feel like you're being treated unfairly or like a stepchild," Montoya said in an exclusive interview. He added, "There is a clear tendency for the media and the authorities to favor riders from big countries, especially when the decisions are subjective and can be influenced by a variety of factors." Montoya also criticized British commentators for being biased against drivers from his country. As an example, he cited the incident when Lando Norris was penalized at the Qatar GP for exceeding track limits. British commentators said the penalty for Norris was unfair. But if a non-British driver did the same thing, they would usually say that the penalty was deserved. This is clear evidence of the bias that still exists in Formula One, Montoya added. However, not everyone agrees with Montoya's view. Several sports observers argue that Verstappen's comments were too emotional and not based on hard evidence. They believe that any decision made by the stewards will always be based on the facts of what happened on the track, regardless of the nationality of the drivers involved. However, this debate reflects that the issue of bias in F1 remains a very hot topic and has not found a bright spot. On the other hand, former F1 driver David Coulthard decided to defend the FIA stewards. In a radio interview, Coulthard insisted, "I think the decision taken during the Abu Dhabi race was very appropriate. Verstappen must learn to accept the punishment with an open heart and not make unnecessary comments." Meanwhile, Yuki Tsunoda managed to steal the public's attention after an impressive test session with the Red Bull team at the Yas Marina circuit. The Japanese driver was given a very rare and valuable opportunity to drive the RB20, Red Bull's flagship car for this season. The results were very satisfying, with Tsunoda managing to set a competitive time and provide some very useful technical feedback to the team. "This car really suits my driving style. I feel very confident in every corner, as if everything happens so naturally," said Tsunoda enthusiastically after the test session. The brilliant performance shown by Tsunoda during this test clearly increased his chances of being promoted to the Red Bull main team in 2025. With Sergio Perez's contract set to expire at the end of next season, Tsunoda has the opportunity to secure the position he really wants. However, Tsunoda's road to the main team will not be an easy one. Liam Lawson, Red Bull's reserve driver, has also been very impressive this season. According to various media reports, Lawson is now considered the main candidate to replace Perez in the team. However, Red Bull's head of performance, Ben Waterhouse, had special praise for Tsunoda. Yuki has shown a very deep understanding of the technical changes that will be implemented next season. This is a quality that we really appreciate and is very important for the team, said Waterhouse. In addition, Tsunoda's presence in the Red Bull team brings new hope to Formula One fans in Japan. As the sport's popularity continues to grow throughout Asia, Tsunoda's success could be a big boost for Red Bull in expanding their fan base in the region, which will certainly have a positive impact in the long term. Red Bull itself continues to show its dominance in F1 with strategies that are always innovative and tactical. The Abu Dhabi test also marked the beginning of a series of technical changes planned for the 2025 season. Red Bull team principal Christian Horner stressed that the presence of young drivers such as Tsunoda and Lawson will play a very important role in maintaining their position at the top of the Formula One world. In the Mercedes camp, Kimi Antonelli, a talented young driver from Italy, stole the show with his impressive performance at the Abu Dhabi test. Antonelli managed to record the fifth fastest time during the practice session, just 0.210 seconds behind the best time set by Lewis Hamilton. Considering his young age, this result is a clear indication of the great potential that this young driver possesses, which puts him in the spotlight as one of the future talents in the world of racing. Fresh from winning the Formula 3 championship, Antonelli is regarded as one of the most promising talents in motorsport today. His impressive performance in Abu Dhabi has fueled speculation that he will make his full-time Formula One debut in 2025. Mercedes have reportedly drawn up a mature long-term plan to develop Antonelli as Hamilton's successor in the future, indicating that the team is indeed very serious about shaping Antonelli's F1 career. I feel very comfortable in this car, although I still have a lot to learn. I thank the Mercedes team for this extraordinary opportunity, said Antonelli after the test. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff was also very positive about Antonelli. He is one of the most talented young drivers we have ever seen. If he continues to develop in the way he is now, I am sure he will become one of the great drivers in Formula One, said Wolff. With such high praise and expectations, it is clear that Mercedes have great confidence in Antonelli's future and are ready to give him their full support to further hone his skills. In a recent interview, Lewis Hamilton surprised the public by calling Sebastian Vettel the best world champion he has ever known. This statement has sparked controversy as Hamilton ignored big names such as Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso, two world champions still on the grid today. According to Hamilton, Vettel is a figure who not only excels on the track, but also has a deep empathy for global issues. He is a driver who cares deeply about the environment and uses his platform for positive things. That is a quality that other drivers rarely have, Hamilton said. This statement has sparked debate among Formula One fans. Some said Hamilton's comment was a form of appreciation for Vettel, while others saw it as a subtle dig at Verstappen and Alonso. Whatever the reason, this comment shows that the rivalry in F1 is not only on the track. We await further developments in the racing world.